Oh shit, has it really been a month already?
It has been many a week since something quality has hit the silver screen, but never fear, the doctor is here. I'm here to recommend you a movie. If this month was my brother's dark Hyundai stick shift on a hot summer's day, then Green Room is like a tall glass of ice water. Here's the premise: Chekhov, maybe, the guy from your girlfriend's favorite episode of Black Mirror, and Callum Turner, I think is his name, they all get together to do a show at this skinhead rally, or it's just like their place that they usually do shows. But they witness a stabbing and get stuck in the green room, and they have to try to escape without being murdered by Nazis.
Hey, idiot. Hey, stupid. What about the Nazis? You haven't mentioned who played the Nazis yet. I want to know Nazis.
Okay, Brianna. I know I haven't mentioned the Nazis yet. Thanks for pointing that out. But I will get to that. So just hang on for a bit while I talk about what I want to talk about, because it's my YouTube channel. This movie was written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier. I really hope that's how he pronounces his name. My favorite part about it is the dialogue and the plot revelations are very stylish, and they have a really punk rock attitude, but that's kind of diegetic, because in reality it's very, very not like realistic, but it has elements of realism and what things would actually be like if this were to happen. He also has two other movies that I've watched that are both on Netflix, and one that I haven't watched, but I'll talk about that in a second. Blue Ruin, which I do recommend. It's more artsy. I would say it's actually less for the general audience. And Hold the Dark, which is, I mean, it is the darkest film I've ever seen. It's so violent and obscure, and yeah. Blue Ruin is about a guy whose parents were killed, and he is kind of forced into getting revenge on the family that kind of plotted it. And then, I mean, I do recommend that one almost as much as Green Room, but I just enjoy Green Room more, and I've watched it more. Hold the Dark, I wouldn't recommend to anyone, including my friends, my family, anyone, unless you like really metaphorical, super artsy, abstract stuff and the most sickening violence you've ever seen in a movie. Then, give it a shot. Anyway, I did want to speak about the violence in Green Room a little bit before I suddenly changed topics again. The violence in Green Room is shocking, and it is over the top, but it is serviceable to the plot and makes sense. It's not like a divergence, and it doesn't really pull you out. As a matter of fact, it probably immerses you in it more than it pulls you out. And but still, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone's grandma. Maybe their like college roommate. Well, I guess you could show it to your grandma. It doesn't have any like super sexual stuff. I don't even think it has any sexual stuff in it at all. But I am a little desensitized, and I most of the time can't remember if there is something sexual in a film. I know that if I had a degenerative brain disease, I would just have them play Fight Club on a loop so I could watch it for the first time every 2 hours. That'd be sick. I'm just telling you to look on the bright side, I guess. What were we talking about? I will say that if it's kind of mumblecore-ish in the beginning, so if you're watching it with a group of people, you might want to slap on subtitles and watch it like a G dang weeaboo. If you like good directing and cinematography and lighting, the lighting is really good. Just a solid movie all around. And you're a fan of the slasher drama, then give it a whirl. I'm sure you'll love it. All right. So the Nazis. The first major Nazi that we're introduced to, kind of the assistant to the regional manager of Nazis, is played by Macon Blair. Macon Blair. And he's in, I think, all of Jeremy Saulnier's movies. I think they were like childhood friends or something like that. And, Macon Bacon, Mr. Blair, he is incredibly good. I think he emotes really well, and he has a lot of range for someone who isn't in a lot of movies. But he plays him, and then he's like, oh shoot, I'm gonna call the head honcho, the branch manager of this Nazi group, if you will. And then that's when we're introduced to Patrick Stewart. That's right. Patrick Stewart plays a huge Nazi guy. I would say that if that got you hyped, I'm sorry, because his performance is very subtle. It's very good, and he shows up in a good portion of the movie. And if you pay attention, he has a lot of character, but it's definitely a lot more subtle and realistic. It's not grandeur, theatrical like a lot of his other stuff. Anyway, just wanted to hop on the camera and give you a quick recommendation. If you have any requests for me to watch a movie and review it, I would be happy to. Just, you know where. Yeah. I'll see you next month.